How's it going, everyone? We have got an exciting new feature to launch today. This is the biggest feature we've released since we left free beta almost 3 months ago. If you have a custom design for your desktop, tablet, and mobile frames, Locofy can now automatically detect and map your designs across all breakpoints. This means that your website will look exactly like how you designed it, regardless of the device you're viewing it on. We've just released a new sample project. It's an online banking portal for consumers, and you can find this in our Figma community profile. I'll add a link to the description below. All right, so let me quickly walk through what we have in this design over here. So let me zoom into this first frame over here. I have a homepage of the online banking app. It's called BGS iBanking. For the homepage, I have a desktop, tablet, and mobile version of the homepage. And as you can see here, this button called Set Up Your Account, that is currently linked to another frame called Personal Information. And this just contains a multi-step form over here that also has a few breakpoints. Okay, so let's try locofying these frames now. Okay, so I have launched the Locofy plugin, and I have already selected the homepage desktop frame to be converted into code. So let's click on Convert to Code and see what happens. Local AI has immediately detected that the homepage frame I've selected has a connected frame, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and click on Yes. Local AI is now detecting breakpoint frames in the design, and the plugin expands. And you can now see that we have detected multiple breakpoints in my Figma, and we have automatically mapped them accordingly. So Local AI has grouped all the different breakpoints under one parent frame in the first row here called BGS homepage. And the columns over here show all the various breakpoints that Local AI was able to detect. So we detected a desktop, tablet, and mobile breakpoint. Not only that, but because we chose to convert all the connected frames, Local AI also created a new group for the personal information frames over here. And not only that, but it has also automatically found the breakpoints for the connected frames, as you can see here. So you're probably wondering how Locofy detects all these breakpoints automatically. We do that by reading your parent frame names. And we recommend using one of the recommended parent frame naming conventions. For example, if I look, let's move this to the side, and let's take a look at the homepage naming over here. So as you can see, for the BGS homepage, they all have the same name, BGS homepage, BGS homepage, BGS homepage, but they are appended with the name of the breakpoint. So over here we have BGS homepage desktop, BGS homepage tablet, and BGS homepage mobile. And if you take a look at the personal information frames down here, you can see that instead of using the breakpoint names, we're using pixel widths instead. So they all still have the same name, personal information, but instead of using desktop and tablet, we're using 1440 pixels and 960 pixels. We recommend using either method to name your parent frames. Let's get back to the plugin now. You'll see this plus button at the end of every row on the table. This allows you to add more breakpoints. You'll also have noticed that not every row has a frame for each breakpoint. For example, the personal information row over here, you'll see that it's missing the mobile 420 breakpoint frame. It's not necessary to always have a frame for each breakpoint. You can still go ahead and convert this into code. Locofy will make it responsive even if you haven't designed for it. But I can also click on the locate button over here to locate this breakpoint in my Figma canvas. And for all you eagle-eyed folks out there, you might have noticed that the personal information frame has more breakpoints in my Figma design, but it wasn't detected by Locofy. That's because these frames aren't following the recommended naming convention, but that's okay. Let's try using the locate button that I just mentioned to add the missing 420 mobile breakpoint. So let's go ahead and click on locate over here. You'll see a modal pop up telling me to locate the mobile breakpoint. So I'm going to click on this frame over here. And you'll see it's been detected. Yes, proceed. It's now been added. So because the name of this frame was PI small, it wasn't automatically detected by Locofy, but we have manually added over here. So the other thing is that we have one more frame over here called PI. This is an even smaller mobile breakpoint. I'm going to use the plus button over here to add that custom breakpoint. So once again, a modal has popped up showing all the existing frames for each breakpoint. And I'm going to go ahead and click on PI over here, and you'll see that we've added a new custom breakpoint for 375 pixels. Click yes, proceed. This adds a new column for mobile 375 over here, and you can see PI has been added to the personal information row over here. Awesome. Alrighty, I've gone ahead to Locofy all my breakpoint frames, so let's check out the results. So let me click on the frame selector over here, and you'll see that I only have 2 frames. That's because Locofy has merged all my breakpoint frames into 2 main frames, the home page and the personal information page. On the top toolbar over here, I can find all the breakpoints that I have defined. So I have 1440, which is the default one over here, and I have 960 for tablet and 420 for mobile over here. You'll also notice that Locofy has automatically added more breakpoints to ensure great responsiveness even in between all my defined breakpoints, like the 1325 over here, the 1200, and the 1125. Okay, so let's click on them just to see how the responsiveness works. So, okay, everything's looking good. Let's check out tablet. So far, so good. Let's check out mobile as well. Great, everything is looking really good. Let's take a look at the actual design and compare it to Locofy's live prototype. So, if you can see here, in the tablet design, there is a difference between the header and the mobile header over here. So the biggest difference is this need help link, and the language selector is not present. It's actually hidden in the mobile design. And let's test that to see if Locofy picked that up. So I'm currently in mobile. Let's switch to desktop. I can see that it is only present in the desktop. Great, so everything looks good. Responsiveness is amazing. So let's take a look at the personal information page right now. So let me switch to personal information. Okay, let's go ahead and test the responsiveness as well. Nice, everything is looking good. And let's compare it quickly once again to the actual Figma design. So let's scroll down here. Let's compare the tablet and mobile once again. You can see in the tablet we have this multi-step tab navigation over here, and in mobile we don't. And let's try to see what happens if we reduce the width. Slowly, you can see that the tab navigation on the left does indeed disappear when the viewport width goes down. Okay, great. Everything looks good. Alrighty, so to summarize, there are a few more guidelines that you should follow when you're designing for multiple breakpoints. The first one is to follow one of the recommended parent frame naming conventions that was shown just now. So you can either use breakpoint names like desktop, tablet, and mobile, or breakpoint pixel widths like 1440 pixels, 960 pixels, and 420 pixels. Number 2, use auto layout as much as possible. If you check out the sample project design, you'll see that every layer has auto layout applied. This ensures great responsiveness between your breakpoints. And lastly, when you're designing for multiple breakpoints, ensure identical layers between each breakpoint have the same layer name and the same layer structure. An easy way to do this is to duplicate identical layers across each breakpoint and use auto layout to alter the layout. You can use component properties to also define different layouts for each breakpoint, and use Boolean properties to show and hide child layers. Okay, so that's about it. This feature is already live and we cannot wait for you to try it out. As always, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback. See you guys.